Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Card Blitz. I'm your host, Kelly Reed, and my co-host, Patrick Marshall, is out and about with his kids today. So we're going solo. It's just me, so mano a mano. Uh, what can I say? We're in the dog days of August. It is barbecue hot outside, like triple digits here in the Metroplex, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It feels like it's 110 outside every time we go outside in the evenings. Football is a week away, and my Texas Rangers, if you want to talk about like MLB, um, what can I say? They're like in this wild card race, but they've done nothing pretty much the entire season. So it'll be an interesting postseason run if they even make it there, let alone September. So. Um, I think the Astros or the Mariners, they probably have a better chance. Spoken like a true Rangers fan here. But yeah, I just don't see the Texas Rangers doing much. Dallas Cowboys, somehow, some way, they've done all right in the preseason. And a couple of weeks away from NFL actually starting up. College football, as I mentioned a moment ago. Hey, it starts this week. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, Patrick and I, we did an episode recently called Unbreakable about some records that we thought in the world of athletics and sports would never be broken. And I guess it was what last Saturday, the or last Saturday the 22nd. Uh, there's a St. Louis Cardinal, and he made himself a record. And I'm sure that John over at Nerding Out with Cards is loving every moment of this. And so, congrats to young Joshua Baez. He uh, he went 3 for 4 in his game, but he hit 3 consecutive home runs in his first 3 at-bats ever. And I went looking through my cards, and I found this 2023 Bowman Joshua Baez card. And to me, though, this is one of those records that I don't think it'll ever be broken. 3 consecutive home runs in your MLB debut. 3 at-bats, 3 home runs. I just don't see that being broken. So it's kind of cool to have a card of the guy who did it. And, it's one that now I'll keep in my collection. So congrats to Josh Baez. And if you guys got a Josh Baez card, you want to send that over to John over there at Nerding Out with Cards, just reach out to him. I'm sure he won't say no. And, he'll be good to go. So let's talk about the birthdays, because here at Card Blitz, we celebrate birthdays. It's an important milestone. And to me, this baseball player who's celebrating a birthday today seems like he was in the MLB forever and a day, like 3 decades worth. Um, his MLB debut took place in 1982 with the Phillies. That was his big call up. His last appearance was in 2007. He was a shortstop, second baseman, first baseman, designated hitter, and he played for a plethora of teams as well as several different leagues. Um, Three-time All-Star, multiple, I think, 5 Silver Slugger awards, batting champ of the American League, batting champ in 1991. Uh, but wait, there's more. To add to his accolades, he has an MLB record that I don't think will be broken, and that, as I mentioned in the last episode, um, again, that one I don't think will be broken, and that is the oldest to hit an MLB home run. And he did this at the age of 48 and 254 days old. So you know whose birthday it is, right? Okay, here's a couple of more hints. In addition to the MLB, he played in the Mexican League, the Japanese Baseball League, Nippon League, as well as the South Korean League. He never won a World Series ring. He isn't in Cooperstown. He does have, though, over 2,500 hits and a career batting average of 298, which is impressive, right? So, whose birthday are we celebrating? The big 6'8", 68th birthday. One of my favorite Texas Rangers ever, Julio Franco. And this is a 1996 Topps Finest card number 314, and it's a bronze edition, part of that parallel bronze. So again, happy birthday to Julio Franco, the pride of the Dominican Republic. Julio, if you ever want to jump on CardBlitz and talk cards with me, just reach out. I'm here for you all day. Well, speaking of cards and card topics, and this topic is one that probably grabbed your attention because talking about how today's cards aren't worth anything, and that I got from a social media post, and it got my mind thinking and wondering, are today's cards worth anything? But before you start spamming me with hate comments, the title of that social media post was today's cards aren't really worth anything if they aren't numbered. And so that brought up a debate. And like I said, it made me wonder and think. And so let me throw out those that were in agreement. And I'm going to just paraphrase some of the comments. And so here are some sentiments, some comments that pretty much agreed with this line of thought that today's cards really aren't worth anything unless they are numbered. And one person had said, "Yep, that's pretty much true. There's so little demand for these base cards that they aren't worth anything." Someone else chimed in and stated, "Hey, even a lot of the numbered cards aren't worth anything either." Someone else had posted, "It seems like that is the way the hobby is heading today." Another comment, "You can blame the online personalities for this. They're all in for the big chase. High dollar cards, super rare cards, making today's base cards worthless." Uh, one commenter wrote, "Yes, total agreement. We are now in the second junk wax era. You better believe it." Um, this statement is correct, someone posted, especially if we're talking base cards, strictly base. Another reader had commented, "Hey, is there a difference between a low number card and an SSP card?" So, I thought that was kind of interesting. Yep, base cards are overprinted and pretty much base is worthless. Now, those that disagreed with the thoughts that base cards aren't really worth anything, or unless they're numbered, or today's cards really aren't worth anything unless they're numbered, folks that disagreed, here are some of their thoughts. Non-numbered parallels are pretty rare too, and you can also chase color matches. Many SSPs and case hits aren't numbered after all. Uptowns, downtowns, kabooms, color blasts disagree. And again, we're talking about modern cards. What about all aces or home field advantage cards? They have value. There are all sorts of silver prisms, photo variations, chrome refractors that aren't numbered. I disagree with this comment, said the reader. It all depends on your perspective and hobby goals, one reader chimed in. One commenter, to kind of tie this all up, had stated, "Are you collecting cards or are you investing in cards?" And so that last statement, that one, it made me think, and it got my wheels turning. And like I said, it kind of is the impetus for this video for this week. Um, and it's one that I debate. Like, am I collecting cards or am I investing in cards? And if you watch this channel for any amount of time, you can tell that pretty much a card collector. I don't want to waste my money on cards and have them become worthless. I have a wife, I have two kids, I got bills just like a lot of other folks in this hobby. So for me, again, I collect cards and I'm happy with those base cards. I'm happy with those numbered cards. I love cards. I love looking at them, the artwork. I love reading the stats. I love the historical significance that cards have. Look, people collect cards for many different reasons. People invest in cards for many different reasons. And who am I to say, hey, you can or cannot invest in card X, Y, Z? Hey, your money, your cards, your choice, your hobby. You decide what's best for you. But for me, as you know, I'm a card collector. I'm a set builder. I like to collect certain players, go on like a little player run. I'm even going to start a new card collecting journey, and I'll share that in an upcoming episode on you know kind of like a rainbow thing. So stay tuned for that. Um, and again, if it comes to like my retirement and My money, I invest in other assets. I'm not investing in baseball cards and saying, hey, you know, this is going to take me to the promised land. This is going to set me up in my old age. There are some folks that do that and call those alternative assets, and kudos to them. That is their choice. But for me, I park my real life dollars at a certain place, and then my hobby dollars in another place. And as a hobby, I just enjoy collecting. And again, to those that want to invest, that's their choice, and those that want to collect, that's their choice as well. So let me show off some cards because, hey, I got some cards I've collected recently, and I would like to share them with you. So let me get the camera turned around, and we'll get going. And now to the cards that I promised that I would share with you, my recent pickups and acquisitions. First card that I'm going to show off was a card that I won and from my buddies over at the Stream of Card Consciousness channel. That would be with Mark Ford and Greg Smith. And they have an excellent channel there. They're talking hobby topics and all the peripherals as well. So if you haven't checked them out, definitely recommend that. They had a drawing for a giveaway, and I won the 1953 Luke Easter card. This is my first 1953 Bowman Luke Easter card, so I certainly want to thank Mark Ford and Greg Smith for that. It will stay in my collection. It is a gift from y'all, so thank you, fellas. Certainly appreciate that. So get that on display back here. Next card is a card that I picked up for my 1970 Topps baseball set. And that is this card of Frank Tepedino. And with this card, I am now 4 cards shy of completing the set. I need Bud Harrelson and 3 big ones. I need the Johnny Bench, the Frank Robinson, and the Nolan Ryan. But, it feels good to know that you're 4 cards away. So I'm going to get there slowly but surely. All right, putting this card out here for y'all to check out. Alrighty, working on my 2001 Topps Heritage set. And with these 2 cards, I have completed the insert sets for the New Age Performers. So I got Mark McGwire here. Excellent card, beautiful card. As well as Derek Jeter, the captain. And so with these 2 cards, I've completed my New Age Performers insert set. I have the complete set with the base cards and the SPs, as well as the now and then insert set with these. So I can close the book on that and know that I'm good to go. That set is done. All right, so Mike Moynihan, about a year ago, he asked us, what's your top 10 list of baseball cards you'd like to collect if money wasn't an object? Well, I live in reality and money is an object. Therefore, I have to be judicious with how I spend my money. However, I did create a video. And if you go back to CardBlitz episode 37, you will see that list of cards that I published in that video stating, here are my top 10. If I could get them before I pass, certainly I'd be happy, or get out of the hobby. Either way, so I'm going to be happy with that. And so got to mark off a second card off of that list within this past year. And that is one that Dylan over at Double D Vintage would also appreciate, or Double D Cards there. That is this card of Sadahara O. And it's a beautiful 1975 Manco Rocket Man card of Sadahara O. I agree with Dylan. I believe that these cards will continue to grow in popularity as the world becomes more and more fascinated with baseball cards, and the Japanese stars that have made their name in that league, as well as those that thanks to folks like Shohei Ohtani coming over to the MLB, they continue to draw emphasis and attention to baseball greats in other countries. And so with this Sadahara O card, I love the artwork with it. I think it's a great looking card, so I picked it up, and I get to mark that off of my list as well. So I'll leave that there as we close out. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching this episode of CardBlitz. If you don't mind, please share this channel with folks that are into the hobby and these topics. If you will, give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment. Certainly appreciate those. Take care and collect what you like. I'll see you next time.